Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. Of course, it's the holiday season, plenty of great stuff going on. Don't want to make sure anything gets ruined during that time. So, we're here to talk about training and safety tips on heaters, Christmas trees. Mark Stevenson, training officer with the Houma Police Department. Hey, thanks for being here. This is a great time of year, but you gotta take some precautions.
We
With
do,
things,
Mr.
right?
Harry. We do with the fire department, not the police department, but
Oh,
we
did I
do.
say police?
You did, but it's
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, it's coming up. We're just past Thanksgiving, and now we're getting into we're in the holiday season, so Christmas trees are coming up, and it's going to get a little colder around. So we're going to have some heating issues that some people are going to have, and so I mean, we're gearing up for a a busy season. They're saying it's going to be a cold winter this winter, so we're trying to promote heater safety. There's lots of different stuff, especially with people still recovering
Space
from the
heaters,
hurricane.
right?
So that they have making sure that their heaters are vented properly, so we're not having CO issues if they're having natural gas type stuff, or if they have space heaters, electric heaters. So it's making sure that those folks are having that 3 foot cushion, that the space heaters are on a level surface. They don't have anything flammable around them. Kind of at home, make sure that they have a kid-free space. Because some people they get these little small space heaters, put them in their living room, and they'll fall asleep in the chair or something like that, and it's a little too close. They want to stay warm, but then not only are they getting warm, but the chair is getting warm.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget that chair is getting warm for 5, 6, 7 hours. That those fabrics will break down, and those can catch on fire. So, and then people get up and they go to the living room, or they go to the kitchen, or they go to the bedroom, and they leave that little space heater on, and now we got a major problem when something catches on fire. So these electric space heaters, or even the burns ban lifted, so folks are starting to put fires in their fireplaces. So making sure they have a screen on the front of those fireplaces, because this wood starts popping, things start coming out. People like to decorate for Christmas. There's a Christmas tree next to the fireplace. All it takes is one spark, right, and boom. And if it's a live tree, and it's dry, it catches that tree on fire. And it doesn't take long for a Christmas tree to go up if they're not properly watered and maintained like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, actually, we have a video that's pretty ominous looking. At set up what this Christmas tree is, though.
So this video is a dry Christmas tree. So it's a Christmas tree that hasn't been watered. You can see down at the bottom.
Cut, right.
The timer starts when the fire is initiated, and they'll pan away. So you can see there, we're only about 8 seconds into it right now, 10 seconds now, from a dry Christmas tree. So
It's like a month old, though. That's not
right. So
yeah.
I mean, but you got to remember that these trees that we're getting, they may be cut
right
5, 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and they're shipped down here. They're not cut the day before, unless you're freshly cutting it.
right.
But when people are choosing a tree, you want to choose a tree when you touch the leaves, the needles don't fall off.
Right.
They're on. That it's not a dead Christmas tree.
That didn't look like a bad tree, but
It
just
didn't.
shows you how
It didn't.
deceiving
That's
it
right.
can be.
But let's say you get that tree and you don't water it all month, and you get to December 25th,
right.
and you don't have any
Just get a
water.
spark. Right.
All it takes is one
Candle,
spark or a
right.
candle, and that's another thing is candles are a major factor during the wintertime. And Christmas season, they smell good and all this other stuff, but you have wrapping paper and you have all this other things that go around, and it's kind of crazy, but
Now here's a tree that's been watered daily. So look at the difference. Like at 10 seconds, we were already at full blaze.
yeah. So this fire, not saying that the tree won't burn, but it's going to burn a lot slower, and it may create some smoke that'll set off your smoke detectors that hopefully everybody has in their house. That'll initiate to let you know, hey, what's going on.
Right.
But some of the factors that you talk about is when they get these trees home, they need to cut the first 2 inches at the bottom of that stalk off to give them some fresh wood that they can put in the water. And then every day, if they water it,
Put a little cup or something.
it's going to put a cup of water or two. You want to make sure that the water is actually touching that base of that tree, because it's going to draw it up, and it's actually going to continue to want to try to grow, and it's going to suck that water up into it. So daily they need to add water. That video shows you a perfect example. Less than 30 seconds,
right.
it's going to ruin.
So we have
your
a
house.
side by side before and after. Look, and yeah, look, the one on the left, obviously it's still burnt.
It is.
Not like the one on the right.
And that gives enough time. That living room with 30 seconds on the right there. I mean, that's consider that your entire house.
Right. Oh,
right?
yeah.
One on the left, that's a little bit of smoke damage, but it sets off an alarm. You may be able to hear it and get in there and stop it,
Right.
or be able to get out. God forbid you can't get
Yeah,
out.
so smoke alarms are obviously big, CO2 alarms, and a lot of times they can be a combination.
CO alarms are very important for people that have gas appliances, especially with houses still being
Generators.
rebuilt and things like that. Their ventilation system for that may not be right, so they make sure those get inspected, that those are sealed up properly, because those gases, you can't smell them. You don't. You have to have the detector to detect them. Those are the silent killers. CO alarms are what we promote. Anything with a gas appliance is what we want to have to be able to have that. If those that don't, they're going to have electric space heaters. Those are good. You want to make sure that those have an automatic timer or a trip that if they get knocked over, that they do turn off. Because there are some that if you knock them over, they just continue to go. Now it's heating up the carpet or whatever else that's around, so it can make it even worse. And then candles. Candles are a major issue this time of year for us. One of the facts that we have about candles is more than 1/3 of home decoration fires are caused by candles, because you have a mantle, right, and you put some maybe garland around it. It's all plastic, and then the candle gets there, it melts, catches that, and then it progresses
Right,
from
you
there.
forget it. You don't use it all year long. You just, hey, we got to run out and go carol or something, and you forget the
Yeah.
the,
So,
the
I mean, and you
leave
still have
your
to worry about
candles on.
Christmas lights and having good quality stuff and UL rated equipment. But we want to take all of it. Now is the time people are going to be using heaters. They're going to be using decorations. We don't want this time to be a devastating time.
Right.
We've had enough devastating incidences during Christmas that nobody wants to remember. But it's a time that everybody needs to be cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. So all great tips. And look, man, stay safe. And look, I grew up with a home heater. Like, you always put your back against it and get as warm as you can. Get your front.
Yeah, the burn
But
ban's
you can
lifted, so
imagine
people
if
are
you fall
outside
asleep,
making these
right.
fires and fireplaces. So we want to be very cautious with it.
Yeah, and watch what you're doing out there. Well,
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Stevenson with the Homer Fire Department.
There we go.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time after this.